Hello,
Hi Donna, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Looks like we're the early birds tonight, huh? So I'm new to the Human Rights Commission just this month, actually. So I'm still trying to figure out how it all works. Have you been involved with this for a while now, or?
No, so I think a few of us on the committee here is actually part of the Asian American Heritage Month, which we got pulled in last year when they did this mass recruiting, and so a few parents volunteered to help out just for this AAP event. But of course, I know you guys deal with a lot more issues, on a regular basis.
So you have children in the Wakefield schools?
I do, yeah, I have two of them.
My internet connection is cutting in and out. I'm gonna leave and come right back. And
Yeah, that sounds good because I know that you're in and out. It could be where you're sitting too. Sometimes I notice if I'm in the living room, it's spotty.
well, I have an in-law set up with my son, so the main router is on his side of the house, and I have an extension, but sometimes if the computer searches, it takes, it picks up his, which is weaker than mine, so
Yeah,
I don't always
do it.
remember to check it.
That would do it, yeah.
So I'm sorry, you said you have children in the Wakefield schools?
Yeah, no, yep, one's at Galvin and one is at the Greenwood. So, and then next year they'll both be at Galvin.
What grades?
And how about you, Donna?
I have three grandchildren. One's at the Galvin, actually in the sixth grade. One's at the high school, and the oldest one, my granddaughter, she just graduated from Wakefield High School last year and finished her first year of college. So
Wow,
she's
what a tough
home now
year,
for the
isn't it?
summer. It does.
My goodness. So my son's actually in sixth grade, so I wonder if they know each other.
Oh, they might. My grandson's name is Rhys, R-H-Y-S Murphy.
Okay, I'll ask my son when he gets home. His name's Jules Dolphin for my son.
And what's his name?
Jules Dolphin.
Jules, okay.
Yeah, Jules, and then Dolphin's the last name.
I'll have to ask Reese if he knows them. You know how it depends on what group they're in, sort
That
of
is
who they
so
know the
true,
most.
yeah.
And
And
they
you
went
said
to
Reese, right? You said?
Reese, R-H-Y-S, Murphy.
All right.
They went to the Walton school, so sometimes the kids from other elementary schools don't know each other as well. But, the longer they're there, of course, now that they're finally back to school full time, it's a little easier, I think. Now, did he go to environmental camp?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Did he go to environmental camp last week?
The nature camp?
Nature camp, yes.
Yeah, no, he was going to, and then it actually happened the same week that I got my husband got COVID.
Oh.
And so I'm sorry, his sister did. And so that because he's considered a close contact, the form specifically says that if you have to not be with anyone or be in close contact for 7
Right.
days. And
Oh,
so he was packed up, ready to go. I mean, everything was ready to go the night before. And then and then my husband looked at the form, was going to sign it, and he goes, oops, there's that little clause, even though he's vaccinated and no symptoms and he
right,
tested negative, he
right.
just couldn't go because of that.
Oh, that's too bad. It just has played havoc on everything for so long, and now it seems like we're in a surge again, um, which is really depressing.
Yeah, I know. I know. Now, Donna, what got you interested in the Human Rights Commission? I mean, it's an obvious question, but you personally.
As I'm good friends with Maureen, you probably know Maureen, but she's our head of the town council.
Yes, yep.
And I've been a lifelong Democrat. I'm a nurse, a lifelong fighter for social justice, and is, marching in the 60s against the Vietnam War. So my whole life, really, I've always felt obligated to fight for the underdog, so to speak. And it just seems after Trump's election in 2016, I became much more active again. And then the Human Rights Commission just seems to have, I wouldn't say the power and the influence, but it has more of a voice, or can have more of a voice. And I think just all of the different, the beauty of diversity and the different cultures we have in town. I got really involved when we were trying to retire the logo. So the sort of the hatred that has come out in the last 5 years, it was always there. We all know it was there. But I guess now it just seems like people feel free to just say anything terrible they want to anybody, which, I guess at my age, I'm just like, it's just so distressing to me that I thought at least if I could help in some small way by serving on the commission and promoting how important it is for us all to really work together to get rid of this hatred and bias. And the more you learn, the more you read, the more people you talk to. I mean, I think this whole event on Saturday sounds really exciting, because I have to honestly say I don't have really any knowledge of most of the Asian countries, not even the geography, all of the countries. When Sherry sent out the list for us to do Jeopardy, was like, oh my goodness, when I looked at the map, I wouldn't be able to tell you which ones were next to other ones. Our education in this country is so limited about anything else. People don't even know the capital of their own state half the time. So when you really look at the international cultures and the different, all of the important things that everybody brings to the table once you get to know them and more about them. And I think that the opportunities are so much there. So
That is
hopefully,
very true.
I can help to make some kind of a difference. And I think, especially at my age, a lot of people my age, I find, are much less open to learning about other people and other cultures. And they're more, they didn't learn at a younger age. I think as you look at the younger generations, there is much hope for the future. They're much, I think they're much more able to really see each other as people, as opposed to that sort of built-in bias that I was brought up with. I mean, I'm clearly a white woman brought up in a white town with white people, and, didn't even really think about it till I went to nursing school. I
Wow.
actually grew up and lived in Malden and went to Malden High School, which is a very diverse town now, but at the time it wasn't. So, and people stayed in their own little cul-de-sacs of, Irish, Italian, Jewish. That was Malden. So you really
Yeah.
didn't have a chance to branch out. So,
Oh, well, thank you so much for taking on this and, just bringing this, to wish to just basically contributing and bring it to fruition, so we need more volunteers and people with your energy.
I had sent Sherry an email earlier. I had some medical issues in the last couple of weeks, so I plan to be there most of Saturday, but I can't do any lifting or anything strenuous, but at least I can be there.
Oh, yeah, well, we'll definitely chat some more in person when I meet with you then. I'll be
Maybe
there.
we'll. Now, this is the right link, right?
It is, yeah. It's and I noticed that our recording's on, but according to the calendar, this is what Sherry added on directly onto our calendar.
She's so prompt.
I think we have an email. I'm gonna go ahead and mute, and I'm gonna see, she did email her phone number on there, so let me see if we can maybe text her or call her and see if we are on.
Hello, everyone. Are we on the right link? Why wouldn't Sherry be on this one?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
She sent just in case you didn't see this, and I followed that email where she
Yeah,
said this
I just texted her too, so we'll see.
okay.
Because I used that link also, so.
Did we use the wrong link? I wonder.
Donna, should we stop the recording? I don't know if you have a way of stopping it for now until the meeting starts.
I have no idea. Oh, I forgot we were being recorded. Can I just what should I do?
There should be a button, I think, where on one of your menu, it says record, and you just hit that and that should stop recording.
I see recording, but I don't see. Did we just close out and try to go in again?
I think it automatically records though. It's set to automatically record.
Because I probably said more than I should have said.
Nope, all good stuff though.
Yeah, but there were people of other
I wonder what it is. I wonder
political beliefs.
Yeah, see if there's a, Donna, if you can find a button. I don't know if you're the administrator, but if you, there's a, should be.
I'm not, I just, it says at the top recording. I don't know who the,
Yes, I
I
know
feel
that
like we have,
she-
oh dear. I feel like we have so much to talk about. We need to talk about, but then Sherry's not here. I'm like, oh no.
She did
Oh,
hint
dear.
on her email something about she may not be feeling well earlier.
Oh no, I hope not. Oh, because remember her husband had gotten COVID, right?
I don't know. She didn't mention. She said she was testing, but I didn't hear anything after that.
Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear. I hope it's not. She did send a few emails, lots of flurry of emails for her. But I remember she said, I keep testing and I keep getting negative. So I thought she was okay. But what if like today was the day it hit her?
Yeah,
That
that's
it
what
got,
it
she
does.
got sick. Oh no.
Well, she's not responding to my text.
Oh dear.
Let me see. I'll go ahead and I'm gonna mute so I can call her.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Thank you. I'm gonna mute. I'm driving home from my other meeting. That's just why we were having the meeting this late. I had another meeting, but I'm driving home, so I'm gonna mute as well.
All right, she's gonna join in a minute here.
Oh, that's good. Okay, you got in touch with her. Phew. Is she feeling okay? Is she all right?
I think she just got distracted doing pulling her stuff together.
Ah, okay. Phew. I was just afraid. I was like, I hope she's not. Oh, hope she's all right. You know.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to host. I'll be there in a second. I don't have that with me on the notes with me. Okay, where am I clicking to get host? Come on. Okay. It's not
Participants.
Also,
just
Sherry, while you're at it, the recording button automatically turned on when we signed on, so it's been recording for the last 20 something minutes.
oh, it had, oh my God. Oh, here we go. Claim host. Okay. Oh, not that anyone is going to listen to it anyway. And
We were just chatting without, I forgot we were being recorded, so.
Transaction, transcription. Okay, finally. Oh. I have to tell you, it's been one hell of a day because with my husband having COVID, and I am not sure if I have it yet. It's really quite frustrating. I have things I wanted to share on the screen as well. So I really should open up those couple of things. And I exit full screen. I will be back in a second with that. Let's see if I can get into my Gmail. Cheyenne, while can I talk to you while I'm doing this?
Absolutely.
You can hear me. Okay, good. Did you read the flute summary that I sent?
I have not. I don't think I saw. I know there was a slew of emails came in, but with work and everything, that I didn't see anything come through. Did you? Did you? Oh, there it is. I see it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, where is the email that I sent to myself? Of course, it's going to, that has the copies of the documents I want to put up on the screen for us. Okay. Oh, there they are. Okay, let's open that one. Okay. And I'm going to hope to get back to you guys.
Thanks for putting it together, Sherry.
Oh God, I am so sorry. I've hung up you guys. Okay. So I've been, as you know, I've been working on a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know if you could see this or not. I'm going to share my screen. I want you to see that because you had some questions. Here you go. This is the room. So the way I have the room set up, can you see it all?
Yes.
Okay. Where it says you are screen sharing actually is the entrance. And then there's a space over here. This is all in the way, so you can't see through it. Oh, put it up here. Here we go. So the WHRC table will be right here because I figured they could also keep an eye on the whole room, and they can also help spell Emma if she can't stay for the whole time for Jeopardy. So we have the big map display people will see as they walk in right in front of them against the mantle. 3 exhibits here, 1 on either side. The Pakistani on this side, because I may need to have 2 tables. That's how much stuff I got from Maureen. It was, she sent, her family just gathered everything, great stuff. And this is the performance area, and I put seating in there. Do you think we should put seats there or have people stand? I wanted to ask your opinion. The performances are not long. Senator Wong is 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's from 2, I hope it's okay, 2 to 2:30. That's the time I told
Oh,
him.
yes, definitely. And I have a schedule worked out. And I spoke with Molly at the defense place today again, and she said she'd call me right back, and she didn't. So I might be actually adding to the schedule some martial arts, I hope, because they do a special martial arts that comes from Thailand, which is something very different than kickboxing. But Winnie, I'll show you the schedule in just a second, but you were concerned about the performance area. This whole corner of the room, like it's a whole quarter of the room, is performance and seating. But I said, I put in for 15 seats.
Hmm.
Should
I
I
wonder,
reduce that?
I wonder, because I'm just trying, I wonder, at least mine is interactive.
Mhm.
It's not really like a performance. It's like more of like, I'm gonna say, this is, I think I can explain how that was a way I learned about my culture a lot was through dance. I'm born in America, but that's how I engage with my heritage was through dance. And I just want to welcome others to also engage through a dance lesson right now. And I want to welcome anyone to participate. That's how I'm going to introduce it. And so mine's very interactive. It's not really, after when I teach them, we're going to actually play the song and everyone, I guess at that point, it's almost like a group performance because I got people from the audience in and we'll do this little thing.
Well, how about, since Senator Wong is coming on at 2:00, 2 to 2:30. People will sit during his, or will they also interact? And
He says there will be audience participation. There will be, but it's not, maybe it's not the same as mine, where I don't think it's like, I think I don't think it's going to be the same. It's hard to know because I don't know exactly. He did say that he would do something that would allow people to understand like this martial art qigong thing and what are some of the energy and the force of so he was saying that people will be able to feel it and he would I guess invite people to come up at that point.
I'll tell you what I'm
I
going
don't
to do.
think it's like a big thing. I don't think
I'll take out a row of chairs and then after I'll put 10 chairs or 12, not 15. And then after he's done, we'll remove the chairs. I'll get the staff at the Civic Center will take the chairs away. So when you go on, there's no chairs. Because you'll go on probably after him. See if he finishes 2:30, let's figure you do your thing starting at 2:45 or 3:00.
Yeah. I don't think I don't mind if there are chairs. I just don't think it's a performance. So just take a few chairs away so there's more space for people. It's hard for me to envision it, I just was in the room actually for some event and I'm trying to imagine like how big of the area is. We could always move the chairs if there's not enough space for everybody because I don't want people to feel so claustrophobic that they don't have enough space. You know what I mean? Given COVID, I don't want when we're all up there, I don't want people to feel like they have to be so close to somebody. So I'll just have to see. It's hard for me to imagine.
Remember, the whole center of the room doesn't have anything in it either.
That's right.
You could work out that direction.
Yeah.
And have people in the center.
That's true too.
There'll be plenty of room.
We'll see how many people want to, and also I don't know how many people want to participate. Maybe they're not that many. So that also could be just a few people. I don't even know how many people will be coming, right? We don't know. So it's hard to know. We'll just play it by ear. I think we'll just play it by ear.
Okay, so this is the layout I have at this time. The staff will be there, the custodian will be there, and they will help move things any which way we want. Okay, I'm going to get out of this diagram and go into the next one I wanted to show all of you. I have to get back into Google Chrome again, Gmail again. Stop sharing, okay.
And Sherry, when you say the room, that's the heritage room, right? That's a red room, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. The room is not that big.
It's 1,100 square feet.
Yep, it's not that big.
Yeah, I've done things. I used to have a 500 square foot lecture hall in a group that I worked in, and you can do. It's amazing how much you can do, and we don't. It's fortunate that we don't have as much. It's unfortunate and fortunate that we don't have as much as I really wish we could have. But even so, now this is the other thing that I created for you guys, and that I might have to change depending on if we have martial arts. And I don't know if you're seeing all me scrolling down my tons of email here. Okay, nope, that's my sister in Pittsburgh with her friends. That's not it. Come on. Actually, I sent it to you today. I sent you all a graphic, the nice flowery thing. You know what? I know what you do. I'm going to say. What did I call it? Ah, here we go. Now, I can share this. So I made these 8.5 by 11 legal size poster type things to have at the door. And what it does is it tells people what they're going to be seeing when they're in the room. And of course, this is so long that I'll have to scroll down so you can see it better. So it has the artwork. It says 1 to 4, as you can see, exhibits. It tells people what it is in the room. It tells them to visit. Second thing says interact, play Jeopardy, test your knowledge, pin the maps. And this wording I need some help on. Because I took be entertained and informed. What wording would you think would be more appropriate to the two things we have in here? And you can see the schedule winning. I gave it a little time in between so we can move the chairs. So I'm asking for all of your input on this particular wording. As I said, the other wording is, interact and visit exhibits of cultural and traditional items. What are we inviting people to do during
Maybe
these?
say something like something along like learn something or something new or.
Not be entertained is also kind of, yeah, the wording, maybe not be entertained.
Learn something new. I think that I like that.
Learn something new, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Cheyenne. I will change it to learn something new.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I have really spiffy printers and things like that in my office. Okay, so that will be posted on the doors as people are entering. Also posted on the doors will be a sign that says, we recommend that you wear a mask.
Oh, yeah.
And the director of, he's a fantastic guy. He gave me packages of masks that we can hand out. Okay, so
I forgot, is there power in there?
Oh yeah, there's
Like
outlets all
power
around the room.
plug.
Yes.
All around it, okay.
Yeah.
Because I actually will also on my display be showing actual dance performances of Taiwanese dancing, like,
Okay.
So
And
I have all that equipment and everything, yeah, to do
Yeah.
that.
And the only thing you want to be sure is that you why is
I have
this not
extension
coming back to
cords,
full
brain,
screen?
power strips and stuff like that.
Okay. Let me get rid of the shares. Let's get this back up. Okay, we're back up. Oh yes, there's power outlets all along the periphery, and you'll have. The only thing I ask is that, of course, when Senator Wong is speaking and doing his thing, you'll have to keep the sound on your thing very low. And I did see you said you had your own speaker. You don't need me to bring one for you. Okay, great. So, Ann, I have a question for you. Are you going to play flute for us?
Well, I would love to, but I'm actually still learning, and with COVID and everything, got to put a stamper on the practice. So I don't think I want to scare everybody off yet.
Are you bringing anyone with you who knows how to play?
I will bring the books and notes and stuff, but my son, who he does more the bamboo flute, so if we need to, he can kind of just make a few notes so that people know how it sounds like.
Okay, is he going to be at the with you at
He
the
will be. He'll
table?
arrive a little late just because he's got class until 1:30, and then we'll pop by as soon as he's out of class.
Oh, that would be great, because I'd love to hear the sounds of the flute in the background during the quiet times, because we don't have music to be played throughout this. And if, it would be really, really nice if we had music.
Oh yeah, well there's tons of definitely, but a lot of the flute and Zen, yeah, some of them are happy and some of them are quite Zen-like. Definitely don't want to put anybody to sleep. So what I can do is I'll bring my laptop and maybe log in with a YouTube or something, bring a mini speaker.
Okay.
Although I think I think there is a speaker in the heritage room, though. I don't know how to connect to it.
Actually, there is a large screen TV in the Heritage Room,
Okay.
and you can actually project on that TV. So I think I'm going to end up changing the room around because I'll put the flutes then under the TV screen because you can use that screen. And
Sure, we're flexible.
and I'll bring the extra speaker. Because
Okay,
I have an
great.
extra Wi-Fi speaker that has fabulous sound. It's really good.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, because I have one that's like a small little box, which is not probably as loud to project.
Well, this is small, but it's one of those really powerful Wi-Fi speakers.
Got it.
The
Okay.
traveling ones. It's my husband's. So
Yeah, I'll bring my laptop, we can connect, great. And that way you guys
Oh.
can choose from some of my son's favorites that he really likes. Some of them are very happy.
So we can hook anything we want into that big screen TV. So I know that Winnie, you're bringing your laptop to show things at your actual table, and you have a trifold as well. So Cheyenne, this gives you the opportunity, if you have things that you want to show on the screen, if you can get onto a YouTube that has a concert, and we can have music in the room, that would be just lovely.
We do. I have a few that the kids really enjoy. So I think if kids like it,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's quite entertaining in a nice way, not like in a Shakira kind of way, but
Why? I love Shakira. Hips don't lie. Because I love Latin music. Okay, so this is all the happy stuff. The unhappy stuff is I'm going to test myself again tomorrow morning. I mean, I have this husband who doesn't taste anything. Food tastes horrible to him, can't smell, is coughing like crazy, and has barely gotten out of bed. I can't even, he doesn't even eat. I've been trying to feed. He said, well, it doesn't taste good. I said, scrambled eggs and an English muffin, you love that stuff, So I'm hoping I continue to test negative, that with anything that I am feeling is strictly my seasonal allergies. So I have somebody from the HRC who's fantastic at helping set things up. And she's going to be there at noontime to help me if I'm there. If I'm not there, I'm going to need the troops because, I can give you all this stuff and tell you what to do with it, but I will not be able to go near any of you because I don't want to infect you. I mean, the fact that I even went to my office building today, although there's nobody in there, everybody left. They all moved out. I never see anybody in there. And I went in mask because I go everywhere mask.
yeah. And Sherry, what time do you want us there to set up?
Okay, well, we have the room from 12 until 5. I am going to, like I said, be optimistic that I am going to be there with Teresa. I don't know if you know Teresa Aravena Gonzalez, but she is a fantastic person. She's really good at setting up displays. I mean, really good. I also have people from the HRC coming throughout the day because I want them to be at that WHRC table. And I asked them to be prepared to, well, they need to talk about their June events because there's a lot of events coming up in June, really a lot of events coming up in June between Pride and Juneteenth. And they need to sell help. Hate has no home here signs. But I also asked them to please be eyes on the room to make sure that's why they're by the door, that nobody walks off with anything. So they'll just keep an eye on people as they're leaving, that nobody is leaving like with the Pakistani drum that I have. It's large, but or the necklace from Malaysia that I'm putting on my table, which I hope no one pockets. Not that I've worn it in the last 40 years, but I do have it. It's silver. But there will be other people there. So tomorrow, like I said, I will test again. I didn't test myself today because I probably don't want to know, and I'm home anyway. And I don't feel bedridden sick. So if I'm not in the shape my husband's in. But I have horrible seasonal allergies, and my throat is horribly sore, and I'm always sneezing, so it's hard to tell. I don't feel sick otherwise. So I will make sure everyone tomorrow, and then we might have to have maybe an emergency plan I put together. So my questions at this point are, I know Donna, you had, because you didn't know this was coming up, did you have prior commitments? I don't know if you're able to come any part of the day at all.
Sherry, I sent you an email earlier. You might not have seen it. I have some medical issues going on, but I hope to be there for most of the time. I just
Oh.
don't know that I can do much physically.
You're
But
not going to have to. I mean,
okay,
the setup, I mean, this, I'm gonna be schlepping, I have a ton of stuff. My hallway to my house is just full of all kinds of bags and crates and things. I mean, Maureen brought me a coffee table, a carved wood coffee table. It's beautiful. And she brought me books, so I'm gonna have a coffee table, books on a coffee table. So we will, once we carry everything in, it'll be a matter of nicely arranging things on the tables. I've made slant signage for every one of the exhibit tables, you know, with information about the countries. The one I made for Taiwan tends to emphasize the people, it's the Aboriginal people, because that's what Winnie is doing. I made one for flutes. So Maureen gave me the list of all the things that are on her table, and I made a special sign for that, plus information about Pakistan, and she approved it. So there's going to be slant signage. Every table has some identifying informational stuff. I obviously was a teacher, and I just like teaching people. And just things to arrange. Other than that, it's just a matter of keeping an eye on the room, making sure, like I said, no one walks away with anything. If Senator Wong needs any assistance, helping him out. Winnie's going to have bells, and do you have headbands too? Oh, you have some. Oh, Winnie's going to show us. Winnie's bringing some costuming things and bells. She'll need an assistant to help hand it out to the kids when they're dancing. So it's not like heavy lift. Oh, wow. Are you wearing that, Winnie?
you're on mute.
Winnie, you're muted.
Okay.
Inherited from my dance teacher, whose dance group unfortunately is well, because she can't do it anymore. She's a bit too old, and there's no one to pass it on to, which is really sad. She's just giving away. She gave away all the costumes. I inherited the whole box. I have so many of these, would not believe. I'm not going to bring all of them because it's a big box, but I'll bring a few to display and for the dance lesson. If people want to, they're welcome to wear it. It just has a headband. It's got a rubber band on it.
Yeah.
And I'll be wearing the costume and this, and I'll have my hair up. I won't have it all down, but you know, so I'll be wearing that the whole time, standing next to the display table. And there'll be smaller ones and adult size ones that people can wear. So when they do the dance, they're welcome to wear. There's also these like legging things and then bells. So they're welcome to wear. They're not gonna have a full, I mean, I have a ton of costumes. I honestly could bring costumes that everyone could wear. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just bringing like props, like you can wear the head.
Okay, so Donna, could you help be assistant costumer to Winnie? And help her get everybody in their bells and headdresses and leggings and things like that. That would be great. Okay, so see, it's not, like I said, the only heavy stuff is just getting things out of my car. And I'm parking in the back of the AmeriCol. You park in the back.
Where's the back?
The back of the building, there's actually a ramp that lets you in through the gymnasium, so you don't have to go up the steps in the front entrance if you're carrying a lot of heavy stuff.
Okay.
So you can park in the back if you're unloading, and I have permission to leave my car there all day. And to tell you the truth, Cheyenne, you're bringing a bunch of stuff. Winnie, you're bringing a bunch of stuff. Park in the back, bring stuff in from the back because it is easier. And Dan McGrath, oh God, what a great guy. I mean, what a great guy he is. He is so helpful. And there's going to be 2 custodians on duty. One who's pretty experienced and he can look at the diagram and know what's going on. And the other one is one of the special needs students, and he needs more instruction, but he will do anything. If you tell him to move something, he'll move it. If you tell him to carry something, he'll carry it, but he wouldn't be able to look at the floor plan and arrange. You know, he would have to be given specific instructions. So we're not gonna have to carry, like, I have a lot of stuff, and nothing's very heavy. I just have a lot. Okay, so the other thing that I was very concerned about, because you know the map has pins where people pin their heritage or places they visited. And I just want to make sure that, and I'll be there too, during, I hope, after all this during the day. I will bring extra pins, and I have the pins in floral, those little floral spongy things. That's what I used last year because I had them Velcro to the wall at the town hall. And I had them high enough so little kids wouldn't eat them because they're colorful. So we just want to make sure that the pins don't get into no one gets into trouble or gets hurt with the pins, like the little kids, and that all the things that we place on tables stay where they're supposed to be. I have not, okay, this is my last question for all of you. Do you think I should put signs on every table and say, look, appreciate, but please don't touch?
Yes.
Yeah, or for display only, do not touch.
Mine is okay though. I'm gonna have things like interactive things. I mean, I don't want them touched, obviously, the trifold, but I was thinking maybe people might, want to like, well, I can't teach them Chinese. I'm not fully, but there's these nice little tracing things that I have that if kids want to trace some, it tells you what the Chinese word is, and then they could trace it and they could take it home with them. Mine's a little more interactive. And I have wipes. I'm gonna have this thing where they have markers where it says clean and unclean, so they can use the marker, draw a Chinese character to go home, and the unclean marker will go over, and I'll have something little organized. So mine will be a little more interactive. I'm all about interactive stuff.
So is your table then, it's not strictly music and dance, it's Taiwanese culture in general?
Well, yeah, Chinese, Taiwanese, yeah. Culture.
Okay, because I'm going to change what I've written up, because I wrote that as if it was different, that it was strictly music and dance, but it's a cultural exhibit. So we have 4 nations culturally exhibited. And it would be great if we can get that Thai martial arts. Wouldn't that be fun?
Wait, so wait, are they?
They have little kids who do it too.
So it's not for sure. It's not. We're not sure yet if they're coming.
No, and she did not call me back. She said, "Oh, I'll speak to him now. I'll call you back in 5 minutes." Well, I waited an hour and she didn't call me back. So I will try again in the morning, because I'd love to add that to the schedule. And that way I will juggle the schedule a little bit. So maybe I'll put them before, and actually Winnie, if I didn't want to put you in too early, because I didn't know if people would be there that early. So I figured if we start the performance, how do you feel about this, all of you? Starting the performances with Senator Wong at 2 and keeping them sort of towards the after that part of the afternoon, rather than trying to do things before 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Because I know it's going to be a very hot day. And I had at the HRC meeting, I had them all laughing, because every time I kept on saying, and it's going to be air conditioned, because it's going to be so hot on Saturday.
And people might not want to leave either out of the house.
Well, they might want to. A lot of people don't have central, and if this is something to do that is not too overly warm. But so, if the case is that we should keep our performances between 2 and, let's say, 3:45, because that's when most of the people will be there.
I think that makes sense.
It's hard to know.
Yeah,
I think so.
Well, I just, as you're speaking, in terms of interactive, I literally just popped in my mind. I have like Chinese calligraphy pens and paper and stuff. So the kids, if they come and they want to just doodle around, see how it works and how it feels and make a few strokes, they can do that in the meantime as well.
Yeah.
The day, actually. So I just thought of that. I'll bring it.
Do you want me to? I can have a table that you can use just for that.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
That way people can kind of,
Okay.
you
We'll
know,
have
practice.
a calligraphy
Right.
practice table. Okay, I'm gonna put
Yeah.
that on. I'm gonna
But
add
I
that to
mean,
the
I can-
schedule.
Let me show you. I could, where is it? I should show you. I could put it all this, it's all Chinese characters. I could just put that over on that table. It doesn't have to be on my table. It's not real, it's not necessarily Taiwanese related. They're just little, can you see it? Can everyone see it?
Oh,
It's like a
yeah.
stencil.
Oh,
and it
yeah.
tells you-
Awesome.
Yeah, those
And
are
so
cool.
people can color it in.
Yes.
Oh,
and
you
it
guys
says-
have such great stuff. Thank you.
It says luck. Like, so this is the word for luck.
Oh,
This is
that's
the word for
cool. Those
wealth.
are great.
Yeah, they can, yeah, that's a great one, Winnie.
Okay, I am adding a
So-
table. We're having a special table for calligraphy.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, and when it's done,
great.
it actually looks like this. I have examples, so I can show people examples. I have a bunch of markers. I have kids, so I have tons of markers, but it looks like that in the end.
Oh, it's
Okay.
great.
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
So I
Oh,
bring
this
the
is getting
example-
better and better. And considering that we just started planning this such a short time ago.
Winnie, can I just ask a question on your performance? How long is it going to take? Is
You
it
know,
possible to do it twice?
Yeah, I could, although let me get enough. I have tons and tons of bells. So I'll bring the bells, I'll wipe them down with sanitizing wipes, and I'll clean ones and dirty ones so that once they're done, they'll put it in the dirty box, and then I have a bunch of clean ones for the next group. I'm thinking, I don't know how many people are gonna be there. Like, I don't know how to plan,
I just had a thought. What if we play it by ear? You're gonna be what, 15, 20 minutes is your performance?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's just a little lesson. It's just simple motions, and then we're doing this
Okay.
thing, and then we're gonna go in a circle and like.
but we
it's
need
like-
a few minutes to get them prepared with their costumes. So let's
Right,
figure
for
20
sure.
minutes.
Let's say
if-
20.
If at 1:30, we have a good enough sized group of people, let's have you do a 20-minute at 1:30 and then again after Senator Wong.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then,
sounds great.
and then after that, we can follow up with I hope, with the martial arts after that. So if
Yeah,
you're
I'm
willing
I
to do
hope
it,
we get the martial arts. That would be so cool.
okay,
Because
so,
people probably aren't going to stay there for 4 hours just because it is going to be hot and there's not a lot of tables to go to. So I'm thinking that's why I think having Winnie's performance twice,
good
a
idea.
calligraphy table where people can go back and forth to.
Yep.
And then, the other presentations in between gives people more. And if they like the
Yes.
first round Dancing with You, Winnie, then they might stay and do it again, that kind of thing to get people going.
I have to tell you something, as it turned out, it's a huge space. We could use the gym because someone canceled their party at the last minute.
Ah,
Except the gym is really huge. Is it gonna seem like we're lost in there because we don't have that much?
that's true. Well,
Eh.
yeah, maybe let's leave it in the room then. Yeah.
That's what I told
Yes.
Dan when he offered it
Yeah.
to me. I said, but see, now we're adding, well, the calligraphy, that's one table, and there's plenty of room to add a table, no problem.
Yeah.
So no problem adding a table. I'm gonna redo the diagram. I will redo the schedule and indicate that there's gonna be Taiwanese dance at 1:30, and we'll see if there's enough people around. And then again, at, as I said on the schedule there, CPN's at 2:30, at 2:45 or 50, for 20 minutes, and then we can follow up at 3:15 with martial arts, I hope. That would be really good.
Yeah, I know.
And then,
Nice.
and then in between, we can have this lovely flute music playing in the background. It'll be very atmospheric. So, I mean, if I had had more time, I would have festooned the room with, I would have gotten cherry blossom streamers and put them all over the room,
Ooh,
that
that-
kind of thing.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, so just to throw another wrench, my daughter, she's only 10, but she loves origami. If you want, I mean, she's gonna come with me anyway.
Mhm.
She can show people origami too, some kids that want to do it, if you like.
Well, considering that the Japanese consulate was trying to find me someone and never came through, yes. Why don't we have the table, the calligraphy and, does your daughter, why don't we have a table that's the calligraphy and the origami?
Sounds good.
And And it's another interactive. People can try their hand. I mean, my Christmas tree is entirely decorated with origami. It has schools of fish, and I have like whales and penguins and cranes, of course. I even have lobsters because we're living in England. Because I've made all this origami that I've been toting around for years since the Museum of Natural History in New York City. I don't know if they still do this. Their Christmas tree was entirely decorated in origami. That's how I got the idea. And that's what my tree is decorated in, origami. And other unusual things from countries. There's very little traditional stuff on there. That's, you don't see the usual globes and things. Okay.
Can I add a question? Do you want,
Yes.
Cheyenne, do you have books? I have like this good, it's really a very good origami book, and it's more like child level, but I mean, there are some complicated ones in there. Should I bring that, or is your daughter going to teach? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you going to do the table with the origami?
So she knows a few, definitely not as ornate as Sherry, the ones mentioned about whale or anything, but she does have a few that she should do from memory. But I think it would be nice to kind of bring just to show people, if you have it, sure, it doesn't hurt. We have, I think, one or two, but that's about it.
You know what?
Yeah.
I have an origami book and probably have paper that I haven't used, and I'm gonna have to look to my attic and look for it. But I'll bring some extra paper and another book because I have that stuff too. And that reminds me, I have Christmas decorations or things that I bought in Malaysia that I should probably bring. They're all these interesting woven things and put on my table. But again, I got to go up to the attic, and I have to do it when it's cool tomorrow, not when it's hot, and find it.
So
Now I've kept you guys up too late already, since a whole hour, and I always promise you we'll keep my meetings less than an hour, usually 45 minutes. And of course, you were waiting for me for 15. I apologize again. Plus, if you would see how I'm set up here, I'm in the dining room. I have stacks of books that my little laptop is on, then more stacks of books that my light is on. And from the time Cheyenne called me until I got on, I had to gather all of those books, set up the lighting, get my computer, which is upstairs. It's not in the dining room because this is a dining room. And yet I got down here in about 5 minutes, but I really feel terrible that I wasted your earlier time by not. And then I'll go back and finish the Jeopardy board.
Not at all. I'm glad we all made it.
Yeah, except for Emma. Emma's not here today, but Emma's going to be there the whole time, 1 to 4. And I'm going to ask her if perhaps she can help with the move-in as well, because it'll go much faster if it's Teresa, Emma, and myself moving everything in. And there's some things that are awkward. Like the Jeopardy board is awkward. It's big. It folds, but it's big. And the maps are very big and awkward. So it's good to have extra people because there's a lot of stuff. So I will tell you tomorrow, I hope the good news that I'm healthy, just allergic, but healthy, and that I will be able to actually see the fruits of our labor and be there on Saturday, because would that be horrible? Oh, I'm bringing a camera too. I have a nice digital camera, and I will take pictures of this event, which will end up in the library's account as well as the HRC's account, because the library really, they took all my pictures from, well, not all, because I took like 150 of them, but they took a whole bunch of my pictures, about 30 of them, from the Hispanic Heritage, and they have a special space on the library website where people can go and look at town event photos. So I will make sure that we're featured there as well for posterity, for all our hard work. And once we get this under our belt the first time, I mean, last year, Donna, you wouldn't believe these gals last year pulled off amazing amounts of stuff, and everything was virtual, everything. And then Kim Ring, who used to be a commissioner, knows how to really create good videos. And we went and filmed chefs cooking and put that on, everything was virtual. There was so much. And I'm still sending out press too. And yeah, there's still, I don't know if people have seen it. I know I've asked, Jana Herzog is making sure it goes through the students' social media, the youth council social media. I sent it to all the principals, 5 different newspapers. I sent something to Patch every single day. I don't know if you get Patch. We have a website and a
I
Facebook
did. I
page.
saw it come through my email, by the way.
Yeah, actually, I changed it and put in the one with the Smithsonian. Did you see that? That was the one I changed up today, and because you had sent me that other link, so I switched what I was going to do and I put that detailed Smithsonian one in. Tomorrow's is going to be what's going to happen. It's going to be talking about the activities that we're going to have. And now I can tell them, try your hand at origami, try your hand at calligraphy, learn how to dance, do Taiwanese Aboriginal dancing with bells and feathers, I think that will maybe draw people in.
And it's too bad I can't display my, it's too dangerous there for people to touch, but I do have, the Tai Chi swords and stuff like that, like the weapons from martial arts, but might be risky to bring it in for display.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the kind of thing that we would want to have almost in a case.
Yeah.
The people, because you don't want anyone cutting themselves saying,
Yeah.
how sharp is this?
I can bring my, it's kind of like, I call them the whisk. Have you heard of that? You see like those Chinese movies where like those guys with like white long beard and they're like monks and stuff, or the Taoists, and they carry like the little stick with the little long horse hair. Have you guys seen those?
I think I have, but it's been a long time since I've seen any of the, gone to the movies.
I can bring it just for display in case what's that?
That's
And
right.
it's obviously
That
not a
sounds good.
flute, Oh, and I had a question. I did send you a question about the flutes because I noticed there were 2 kinds of Zhao flutes, Shao flutes. Was it the Shao ones?
Oh, yeah. There are, when you mean there's 2, there's the vertical and then of course the horizontal.
No, there were 2 names and they were.
Oh,
when
yeah.
I
So
wrote in
one
the
is just
description.
north and south. That's all.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Are you bringing one of each or are you just bringing one kind?
Yep, I'll bring them all.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
They can see it. They do make
Okay.
different sounds, different, slightly different tinge depending on the maker, the material, the age of the wood and the bamboo, the type and everything will affect all of that.
Well, even if you're not playing any music, I'm certain that you want to give them an example of notes, what it sounds like and how it's different than a different one, like showing them the contrast. People come to your table and they're interested in the sounds and say, this one sounds deeper, this one sounds, then I love the description of the other flute, the dizzy, that
Yeah, the
it's,
dizu. Mhm.
that one, you have to be very zen to play that properly. I thought that was wonderful because I did a little research, as from what you sent to me. Okay, so we're all going to learn something on Saturday too. Thank you all so much. Like I said, I hope to give you good news in the morning and have a good rest of the
Fingers
evening.
crossed.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, vitamin C.
Well, somebody has to be walking in this house because my husband would starve and dehydrate if I'm not ambulatory. Seriously, he just curls up, goes to bed. He doesn't get up at all. He doesn't get a drink of water. So someone has to be ambulatory here.
Yeah, I hope he feels better soon.
Yeah, I do too. He's,
Yeah, I think it took all of us around 3 days around there on average.
Well, today was his 3rd day.
Yeah.
And I haven't caught it. Up to now, neither one of us caught it. And he actually caught it at an outdoor music event, a porch fest.
Wow, and it's outdoors.
Yeah, they came off, he was performing, he's a bluegrass bassist. And it was so hot and sunny on the porch, they decided to play down in the driveway in the street, and the people were close into them. So I don't know if he got it from a bandmate or from people in the crowd who were all around him. And because they were outside, no one wore a mask. When he,
Wow, yeah.
yeah, I mean, when he performs in a club, they're on a stage and they're separated from people. And even then, if they're not just on the stage, the group, they put their mask back on.
Yeah.
Everyone's very careful. That's why we stayed healthy. But I guess this, we're all gonna get it eventually. I just keep on hoping that next week would be okay.
Yeah.
Next week I can take 4 or 5 days off, not this week. That's the whole thing. I cannot take time off this week.
But you
Um,
never know, because like for us, like, of course, my daughter brought it home from school. And so then it spread to my husband and then to me, but then my son never got it.
So that's what I'm hoping. And meanwhile, all of this is being recorded, our COVID stories. So, so I'm gonna sign off because we'll see each other in person and we can
All right.
get to
Okay.
chat a little bit more on
Sounds good.
Saturday.
Have a good night.
All right,
Thank
see
you
you
all
then.
so much.
Good night. Hope you feel well.
Okay, thank you.
Good night.